Ladies and gentlemen, we've waited 4 months for this moment, and it finally is here. Victor Wembanyama makes his debut against a Dallas Mavericks team that believes they found the key to finally contending this year. Both of these teams have a lot of stakes on the line, and as is tradition, we're going to overreact to every single part of this game. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow, as this is our second upload of the day. First upload was a little much. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Leading up to the season, I spammed predictions at you guys consistently. Michael Porter Jr. needed over 5.5 rebounds in his season debut. Tyreek Hill just needed a touchdown, and Steph Curry just needed 1 point. Shout out to those that tailed. For those of you guys that were able to make money, we're giving away our picks for free all season long for the NBA and NFL on my Instagram at TheFlightMike. And right now, when you use promo code microphone on PrizePicks, they'll match your deposit up until $100. Thank you, PrizePicks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I don't give a damn if my Los Angeles Lakers lost or that Taurean Prince had more minutes on the game than LeBron James, which, by the way, once a couple of games get underway, we'll definitely analyze that situation with the Los Angeles Lakers. But needless to say, this past NBA offseason was absolutely insane. The Boston Celtics completely retooled their entire team, trading away Marcus Smart, trading away Malcolm Brogdon, bringing in Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. Golden State Warriors traded Jordan Poole for Chris Paul and added additional firepower through the bench. The Phoenix Suns traded for Bradley Beal. The Los Angeles Lakers made a series of very intelligent acquisitions, at least in regards to its role players, and decided to run it back with primarily the same core as last year. And that's before we get to the recent trade of Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks, which in turn rerouted DeAndre Ayton to the Portland Trailblazers, which in turn gave the Phoenix Suns a bunch of role players that are a huge upgrade over what they previously had. But none of these even comes close to the amount of hype generated by Victor Wembanyama, the greatest NBA prospect since LeBron James. Or as Adrian Wojnarowski likes to say,
maybe not only the greatest prospect in the NBA's history, maybe the greatest prospect in the history of team sports.
Wow.
And at first, I will admit, I was getting a little annoyed at this whole narrative created around Victor Wembanyama. Not because I didn't want him to succeed, but primarily because it's kind of irritating when you're hearing that 2012, Anthony Davis is
the greatest NBA prospect since LeBron James.
In 2014, Andrew Wiggins is the
next coming of LeBron James.
In 2016, Ben Simmons plays exactly like LeBron James. In 2019, Zion Williamson is
the most athletic prospect we've ever seen since LeBron James.
Victor Wembanyama was a little bit different than all of these aforementioned prospects. He wasn't traded within a month of being selected to his team like Andrew Wiggins. He actually played almost immediately, unlike Ben Simmons, although Ben Simmons did play some in the summer league. He wouldn't even play in the preseason that year. He didn't come with the drama that Zion Williamson came with, and so far, he didn't come with the injury issues that Zion Williamson has had so far. And in the instances that we did see Victor Wembanyama take the court, I have to admit, the hype is a little justified in the sense that I have never seen a basketball player move the way Victor Wembanyama has. I have never seen him do the things that he does on a basketball court. And this is even before he's officially played in an NBA game. But you already see glimpses of his potential, his ability to find his teammates, his ability to defend on the perimeter, and the fact that he's paired with a head coach that really deserves a transcendent talent to develop just one more time in Greg Popovich. All of this is leading up to quite possibly the best opponent that Victor Wembanyama could have for his NBA debut. You see, as a young 10-year-old kid, I have very fond memories of LeBron James's debut versus the Sacramento Kings. I remember it fondly. I was sitting in a crowded apartment in Texas watching it with my dad and my little brother, and believe it or not, a 10-year-old Mike said
that this guy is going to be the next Michael Jordan.
Now, don't crucify me for a take I had as a 10-year-old kid, but this Mavericks versus Spurs matchup gave me the same exact type of energy. Two franchises that have had an intense history with one another. A team that is struggling to solve the puzzle around yet another transcendent talent in Luka Doncic. Is the combination of offense in the form of Kyrie Irving and the additions that they made to bolster the Dallas Mavericks defense in the offseason, which was a huge theme for them, enough to at least get this team into the playoffs? Because at the same time, when you look at the Western Conference this year, you got the Denver Nuggets, Phoenix Suns, new look Memphis Grizzlies, potentially healthy New Orleans Pelicans, potentially healthy LA Clippers who might want to swing a trade for James Harden, the OKC Thunder, the Sacramento Kings, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Golden State Warriors. I mean, it's going to be a neck and neck race to get into the playoffs in the West this year. So on one hand, you have the San Antonio Spurs that are trying to surprise everyone and show how good Victor Wembanyama truly is. Is he so good that he is able to take a team that got the #1 overall pick last year and carry them all the way to the NBA playoffs in his rookie year? Is he even good enough to win Rookie of the Year in his rookie year? What about for the Dallas Mavericks? Is their roster good enough to contend in the West this year? Because if it's not, I already made a video on this, the front office of the Mavericks fear that Luka Doncic may demand a trade during the 2024 offseason. That being said, this game was insane. Of course, the pregame portion of the Spurs versus Mavericks game was absolutely electric. I mean, just look at this footage. It's quite literally lit in the San Antonio Spurs arena. And then Victor Wembanyama would take the court, and his very first big play in the NBA was a defensive one, swatting Kyrie Irving when Kyrie Irving was pulling up at the elbow, which resulted in the San Antonio Spurs instantaneously getting in transition. Victor Wembanyama's very first basket in the NBA would come at around 8:30 in the first quarter, and it was quite brilliant. B-ball breakdown broke this down perfectly. There's a double ball screen that gets Devin Vassell separation, which leads to Kyrie Irving committing to Devin Vassell. Now, I know at first glance it makes it seem like Victor Wembanyama is wide open for three, and he is. It is a late closeout on Maxi Kleber, but even if Maxi Kleber was there within a few inches, it really wouldn't matter because Victor Wembanyama is 7'4". If he can get this going consistently, it's going to be an unstoppable jumper. Wemby quite literally has like 4 inches on Maxi Kleber. It's really exciting too, because a side note to this game is you're finally going to get to see how talented Devin Vassell is as well for the San Antonio Spurs. But the very next time Victor Wembanyama would hit a basket would once again be a 3. This time it was a step back 3 in the face of his fellow 2023 NBA draft classmate, Derek Lively II. Now, again, Derek Lively II is 7'1", and Wemby is still able to get this jump shot off. It's just a testament to truly how talented Victor Wembanyama is. Now, bear in mind, Wemby was in foul trouble for the majority of this game, and I would say that's probably the biggest problem he had in his first game in the NBA. Huge bright spot in this game was Derek Lively II. Derek Lively II looked like a gem for the Dallas Mavericks and provided us with jaw-dropping putback dunks and even a posterizer at a particular point. But when Victor Wembanyama checked back in with about 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter, he immediately got to work. Now, there's a key difference this time when Victor Wembanyama checked back in. Throughout the entire game so far, Wemby was playing the 4 position. This time, Wemby was in at center, and it made all the difference. It looked like the entire Spurs offense ran through Victor Wembanyama. It's almost as if this was Greg Popovich's secret weapon that he didn't want to bring out until he absolutely needed it situationally, and he did it at the most opportune time. Now, Wemby would drop 9 points upon his return in the game, but the combo of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving was just too much for the Spurs to stop. The thing is, when Victor Wembanyama came back, it was absolutely electric. It seemed like he was able to drop 9 points within a blink of an eye, and I just can't help but wonder how this game would have gone if he didn't have significant foul trouble. But you have to give credit to the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, Luka Doncic had a 30-point triple-double. Kyrie Irving dropped 22 points as well. Derek Lively II dropped 16 points and grabbed 10 rebounds to have a double-double in his debut. And it seems like this Dallas Mavericks team at least is getting off to a good start. Now, for a debut, I have to admit, I was a little disappointed. I mean, I really just wanted to see Victor Wembanyama on the court a little bit more. When he was on the court, it was absolutely electric, and I'm looking forward to monitoring his career throughout the season. Let me know what you guys think about the debut. I personally personally found it a little bit disappointing, but the disappointment was primarily due to Wemby not being able to play very much due to his foul trouble. And I feel like if he wasn't in foul trouble, the Spurs would have potentially won. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.